What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every new Blu-ray and 4K release that's coming out this week in America. By the way, we don't even begin to scratch the surface of all the great stuff that's coming out overseas. Hopefully soon. I'm starting to think about maybe in the new year. I'm going to rethink this show. Maybe cover some overseas stuff that I'm interested in. Maybe cover less of the American stuff that I'm not interested in. Maybe be a little more specific with what we cover on here, because there's so much stuff coming out overseas that we don't even get to talk about on this show. But anyway, we cover all the new releases that are coming out this week. All these titles will be coming out December 10th, tomorrow on Tuesday. We shoot this show live every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark your calendars, come out and join us, and we will cover all the new releases as well as talk about anything that you guys in the chat want to talk about. Movies, physical media, collecting in general. We're going to cover all of it depending on what you guys want to talk about. So thanks for popping in, all of you guys who were already here in the chat. Let's see who's here so far. Mr. Wayne was the first one in the chat tonight, and then Dan's Den right behind him. Henry is here, says, good evening, DJ and good folks. New subscriber to Deaf Crocodile here, thanks to you. That is crazy. Wow, well, I wish I got some kind of cut of that. Make sure you tell them that I sent you there. But no, they've been great. They've been sending me some new releases, which has been awesome. I love those guys. I was already collecting their stuff before that. Just worked out that they're also some super cool guys over there. But I'm glad you, whatever I said, convinced you to check it out. Hope it's a rewarding experience for you, Henry. They put out some really cool stuff. Kevin is here. Kevin House in the house. Internet user is here. Michael Smith. Dwayne The Rock Hudson. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I don't think I've said that name before. Welcome to the stream if this is your first time. Chat moderator Jeffrey Patron is in the house. Another exciting week. Can't wait to see what's coming up release-wise. Hope everyone in the chat is having a good evening. Me too. I also hope everyone's doing great. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the new releases, and we'll just keep on rolling. We'll let people keep filing in, and let's hop over to the other screen. Here we are. What's going on here? Why is my screen like not all the way maxed out? That looks janky. Hold on a second. That's bugging me. Let me stretch that out. There we go. And also get there we go. Good grief. OBS is trying to is sabotaging me. There we go. All right. First thing, big one on the docket. Everyone's super excited about this. Everyone going crazy. Coen Brothers coming to the Criterion Collection. Interesting. Now it's not changing the screen. I don't know what OBS is doing tonight. We're going to fix this. There it is. Good grief. All right. No Country for Old Men. This is a Criterion announcement that we learned about a few months ago. Everyone's going crazy already in the chat. Look at this. Look at this cover. Coen Brothers film, obviously, 2007. I was going to say a newer one, but good grief. This movie is almost 20 years old already. That's insane. But yeah, this one's a big one. It's coming to 4K. It's a Blu-ray 4K combo pack from Criterion. I don't think it's a digipack. I think it's just a standard case, which a lot of people will be excited about. You know the deal with Criterions. They're always the same standard price. 4Ks are $50. You can get them in the half off sale for $25, which the next one won't be coming up till February from Criterion's website. So mark your calendars for that. Or if you just want to support Criterion and buy it full price, go ahead and do that too. I support it, even though I don't do it because I can't, but I do support that. If you want to get this right away, I know a lot of people are going to be picking this up day one. This is a huge fan favorite. Yeah. What do I need to say? No Country for Old Men. That's what they do best. Crime thrillers with their signature dark comedy style that they do. I'm actually really excited about this because I've never seen this one. I've seen most of Coen Brothers movies, but I have not seen this one yet. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I'm going to get to watch it on the first time from Criterion with a nice 4K restoration. Hopefully it's great. I think, according to the review here on Blu-ray.com, it's pretty good. It's got like a 5-star rating. So looking forward to that one. I know a lot of people are too as well. And then let's just knock out the other Criterion as well, because this is another huge, giant Criterion release that everybody will be picking up. I don't know if everyone's going to upgrade, but this is definitely a movie. This is like, if you could put together like a Criterion starter pack, this would be on it. Like Fellini would absolutely be on it. Fellini, Bergman, all those guys. So this is 1963, 8.5. Probably his most famous film. This is the one I hear most about. I actually am intimidated by all these, by the big ones like Fellini and Bergman and those guys. As far as Criterion Collection goes, I'm actually intimidated by those. I because they have so many films in the collection that it's a little bit overwhelming. Like I gravitate towards the people that only have a few films in the collection. Like I went through all Del Toro's films. He only has like 5 in the collection. I went through all of Jacques Tati and Jacques Demy's films. They have like 5 or 6. Pierre Atax has a handful. I like those because then I can just kind of go through all of them at once and do a little marathon. Not a marathon, but like watch them all in a few weeks. But like Bergman has 40-something films in the collection, and Fellini has a big old box set too. I just need to start picking them off one at a time. I definitely probably will watch 8.5 this year because it's been on my list for a while, and that's, like I said, it's one of the big iconic Criterion releases. But yeah, I've been putting those off for too long. I need to finally do that. But yeah, we're getting a 4K release. It's another Blu-ray 4K combo pack. That seems to be the standard. It seems like they're going to do that going forward. They've been doing that for pretty much, if not all of their 4K releases that they've been doing. So that's very exciting. 2 massive releases from Criterion, not just this month, but just this week. Just this week, both of these are coming out. 2 heavy hitters. There's also Blu-ray copies, Blu-ray versions of those as well if you want to get those ones. But yeah, I'm very excited those are getting 4Ks, and I'm very excited that I've held off on those because normally I'll buy the Blu-ray and then the 4K will come out. So that is convenient for me. Hopefully it is for you as well. Next up, another 4K upgrade. This whole series is fascinating to me. This, whatever you call, I don't know what the name of this series is, but it's like Chronicles of Riddick and Pitch Black. I feel like the rights to this series specifically have gone everywhere. Like we just got, I think, a Pitch Black from Arrow Video got a 4K upgrade. And now for some reason, Riddick is going to Shout Factory. So the rights are just all over the place. Here's the overview for this one. Yeah, Shout Factory's putting this one out. I'm guessing different studios just put out, even though these films are like technically in the same series, I'm guessing they were put out by different studios. So the rights are all over the place. But Shout Factory has Riddick, which is the 2013 one, which I think is the newest one. I think it goes Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, but it might go Chronicles of Riddick. It might, yeah, Pitch Black and then Riddick. I think it was the first way though. I think Pitch Black's the first one. I haven't seen any of them. I have not seen this series, but Vin Diesel. I think this is like one of the better, even people who, I don't know, among Vin Diesel fans, I think this is one of the more liked series that he's done. And I think it's based on like a comic book. Clearly not the expert on this series, but it's cool that it's getting a 4K Blu-ray combo pack from Shout Factory. Shout puts out all kinds of stuff. Obviously, they put out a lot of horror stuff, but I think this kind of walks a line. This is mostly action, adventure, which is very cool. I'm down. I don't know if I should watch those or not. Let me know if I should pick those up. But speaking of adventure, we've got an all-time adventure classic here from the 80s, 1988. It's Willow. Willow's getting a release finally. Now I'm excited, but I'm a little disappointed as well because I was kind of speaking of Arrow, I was kind of hoping that we were going to get a nice big Arrow release of this film. This is perfect for Arrow, and what a way to follow up their big Conan series from last year, like the big Conan 1982 adventure fantasy box set. It would have been perfect if they would have followed it up with Willow, but I guess they couldn't get the rights from Disney. Disney is an old curmudgeon. They're holding on to the rights, but here we go. Look at this. This is and I'm also disappointed because it's a steelbook. I'm not really a big steelbook guy, not a fan, so I'm excited that we're getting it in 4K, but I'm not excited about the release that much. I wish we could have got a boutique release of this. It would have been amazing, but Disney doesn't want to play ball. That's fine. I'll still probably pick this up, but I wish we got I will not be picking it up for $65. What a ridiculous price that is. That's outrageous. $65 for a standard steelbook that's going to get damaged in a couple weeks? No, thank you. No, thank you. But hopefully it comes down a little bit and I can finally pick this up. This is one I wish I grew up with. I did not grow up with this, but I would have loved this as a kid. But I didn't. But I did see it. I saw it maybe around 12. I wish I'd seen it earlier, but I did kind of like it. I've only seen it a few times in my life. I need to go back. It's time to reevaluate because it's now time that I need to watch it and like figure out what age I want to show it to my kids. Because it's pretty dark. I mean, the stuff with that witch in the third act, good gracious. But no, it's pretty cool. It's fun. You got Mad Mardigan in there, and all. It's interesting. It's a mixed bag, like most sword and sorcery is on film. We don't have like very many definitive sword and sorcery besides Lord of the Rings. But it's fun. it's cool. It's coming to a 4K Steelbook. I'm sure there's a Blu-ray as well somewhere down here with the 4K restoration. I'm still holding. All I have of it is this older Blu-ray that 20th Century Fox put out back before the Disney merger. There it is. It's a nice slipcover. It's all right, but I'm looking forward to upgrading it. Should be fun. I have a group of friends that come over, and you know them both, John and Evan. We watch. For some reason, it just kind of became our thing that we watch sword and sorcery stuff together. So we watched the Conan movies together when that 4K came out. We watched the Dragon Slayer movie when that 4K came out. We've watched a few other things here and there. So we're gonna have to watch Willow. Add that one to the list whenever I get my hands on that one. But that's exciting. Let me know in the comments if you are very excited about Willow. We'll do one more here, and then I'll talk to you guys in the chat because I see you guys yelling at me, and I need to get back to you guys. But we got another big one here. I put this one in the thumbnail because it's Christmas time. It's Christmas, and a big, I would say there's a large audience of people that enjoy horror Christmas films. I'm not one of them, but Shout Factory has got you covered. They're putting out Silent Night, Deadly Night, 40th Anniversary Edition, another 4K upgrade. Everything's a 4K upgrade these days. Here's the overview on that. You've made it through Halloween, now try and survive Christmas. He knows when you've been naughty. Interesting. So it's like a is this a revenge movie? I don't know what this is about, but it's apparently about Santa going around and killing bad people. That's what I'm getting from the cover there. But it's a horror thriller around Christmas time. Obviously, maybe Santa's a vigilante in this universe. But it's got an extra cut on there, an alternate cut, which is pretty cool, and they include those. But yeah, there you go. If you're a big Christmas horror movie fan, let me know how that one stacks up, because like I said, haven't seen that one. I usually like my Christmas to be a little bit more uplifting, sincere. I don't know. I'm not usually going for murderers in my Christmas movies. Anyway, let's see what people are saying here in the chat. I'm going to scroll back up and see if I can get caught up. Holy smoke. Okay, I'm just going to jump in because I'm way behind. Patrick Craig, Arrow did Pitch Black, which I have. Yes, they did, and it is a fun movie. Arrow also has Chronicles of Riddick. I'll probably get that eventually, and Riddick. See, that stinks. So I'm assuming that, what I think is that Pitch Black came out, and then Chronicles of Riddick came out not too far after that, and then Riddick was the one that came out way later, like all the way in 2013. So that's probably why the rights are different, because it was much later after the fact. So that's why Shout Factory got it. It would have been cool if they could have all come out from Arrow, but what are you gonna do? War Brer. Oh, it's Brer Rabbit joining us. He says, I tried watching Criterion's from Spine Number 1, but gave up around the mid-30s. Oh, I'm sorry. I've never done that. I actually don't. I'm not going through in Spine Number order. I just kind of gravitate toward what interests me. But I have seen quite a few of the ones from 1 to 30, and I think there's some good movies in there. 1 is great, and I need to rewatch Spine Number 1 because it's Christmas time. Quietly Games. Hello. Had to reorganize my collection and purge a little bit. Probably just ordering Demolition Man 4K. I also need to purge. This is going to be a big resolution for me on this channel starting next year. I need to start getting rid of stuff, making some space, and buying less. Magnitude Rev, I'm glad Criterion still do 4K Blu-ray copies in the same release. Due to life reasons, I can't upgrade to 4K in terms of player and TV screen, but I have been picking up the 4K releases in preparation. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good reason for that. I also enjoy 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Well, I was going to say because I actually have 2 4K players now in the living room and in the theater, so it's not as big of an issue. But before, you might need a Blu-ray for other, like you said, for other reasons. Kyle Hartman says he got Congo 4K, The Hunted 4K, Galaxy Quest 4K Steelbooks. You're cleaning up, Kyle. Patrick Craig is here. My Oscilloscope Laboratories Black Friday haul just arrived. Oh, I didn't know they had a sale. I should have looked at that. Joyland, God and Country, Once Within Time, and a copy of Lost in Paris for my sister's birthday. Hey, you were the one who originally told me about Lost in Paris. It's a delightful little film. Did you get anything from them, DJ? I did not. I didn't even know about it. I didn't even know they were doing a sale. I don't know how I didn't. I should. I guess I don't get the emails from them. Miss Sharon, I absolutely grew up with Willow and had a major Willow phase. There was 1 month, one summer where I watched it once a day all month. Wow, you did a Willow month. Wow, I think you're the most qualified person in this chat then. I definitely have not seen it that many times. That's pretty intense. Carrie says, I think I'm in the minority that finds Willow extremely boring. I saw it in the theaters as a wee lad, and I liked it then, but when I showed it to my kids, we all found it just okay. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried if I go back to it. Like, I didn't grow up with Labyrinth or the other one. What's the Skeksis one? Dark Crystal. I didn't grow up with either of those, and I tried to watch Dark Crystal, like, a few years ago, and I turned it off after like 5 minutes. I was like, what am I looking at? It was just like a puppet walking through rocks for like 5 minutes straight, and I turned it off. That's what I'm worried about if I go back to Willow as an adult. Hopefully not. Legend was still pretty cool as an adult, so I'm hoping it's at least along the lines of Legend. What else are people saying here? Thomas Glidewell. Here we go. Don't see your name very often. I had to put my parrot. He says, sorry I'm late. I had to put my parrots to bed for the night. Now I have to get ready for work. Boo. Oh man, you got a busy night. Sorry about the parrots. Marty DMC12. The best thing about Silent Night, Deadly Night is seeing all original ROTJ toys in the toy store circa 1984 makes me feel like a kid again. Wow, that's actually really cool. Ethan Edwards, you don't purge, you buy a bigger house or build an addition. The house is not the problem. There's plenty of room in the house, but I don't want to have my stuff all over the house. I want to keep it all in here if I can. Maybe put some shelves in the theater and keep a few things down there, but I kind of want to keep it out. I don't want to display my stuff all over the place. Let's see. And one more here, and then we'll get back. Baloney's here, checking in, and hello everyone. My New Year's resolution will be 4K UHD. Well, what a segue. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and jump into some more 4K UHDs, starting with Ted. Wow. Not a movie I would immediately think. I don't want to, some people get mad when you say that comedies shouldn't get 4K releases. I'm not saying that. I agree. And there's lots of comedies I would love in 4K. Day Trippers. Amazing. Please, Criterion, make it happen. But look at this. Ted. Never seen this film. The only thing I know about Ted is my friend, Evan, who I just mentioned earlier, when we watched Flash Gordon together, he showed me a bunch of clips from Ted, because apparently there's a bunch of Flash Gordon references in Ted. But yeah, this is a comedy starring Marky Mark and a teddy bear, I think voiced by Seth MacFarlane. And it's like, yeah, there he is. Look at that right there on the photos. It's not letting me enlarge it, but there's a picture of Flash Gordon right there. Flash Gordon, by the way, is a fun, goofy movie. Kind of like, not as good as Barbarella, but it's close. It's silly. I liked it. But yeah, Shout Factory's putting out a 4K of Ted. Very similar. This is the slipcover on that. Whoop, it's not showing the side. The spine is green, which is kind of fun. But looks very similar to all the Shout Studios releases. Again, not a horror movie, so Shout's doing a lot of different stuff. Comedies, Christmas horror movies, and sci-fi action movies with Vin Diesel. They're all over the place this week. Then we have a very cool release, another very frustrating release for me personally. It's Wallace and Gromit. Look at this. Animation. I love animation. I love claymation. This is specifically claymation, stop motion animation. I didn't grow up with these. I wish I had. I've raised my kids on them, though. I've showed them. We actually just watched a couple of them recently around Halloween time. These are great, but for the longest time, the only way to get these all together was this release right here. Boom. And I was trying to track it down. I wanted to get a new one with the slipcover and everything. So I had this on my wish list for a long time. My brother, thank you, Steven, finally got this for me for Christmas one year. I think it was pretty pricey too. And then right after he does that, they released this new one. And there's a new short. So this includes A Grand Day Out, The Wrong Trousers, A Close Shave, and A Matter of Loaf and Death. All the ones up to this point that were released. But now there's a new one on here. And it includes, I think it includes that series. I think it's like a TV series. So 4 movies plus a TV series. Yeah, one that came out in 2008. And this is a big giant box set, which is very cool. I think there's a standard version you can get too, just standard slipcover that doesn't have the big box. But of course, it's a 4K upgrade right after I finally get it. And there's a whole extra short. I wouldn't even care if it was just the 4K upgrade. I'm like, I can deal with Blu-ray. But there's a whole other extra short on there. This is the complete cracking collection, which is frustrating. But who knows? Maybe, I don't know. If that new one's not that great, maybe I'm not missing much. I don't want to pay $100 for it, that's for sure. It's $100 right now on Amazon, but it's cool. I'm glad that Shout Factory does this. Shout Factory puts out box sets from time to time for like animated stuff, especially kids stuff. I love the attention that Shout Factory gives to kids stuff. No other boutique label does that. So thank you for that, Shout Factory. I just wish I wish we had come out just a little bit earlier so I could have grabbed it like a year earlier. But if you don't have the any Wallace and Gromit stuff, I highly recommend it. That stuff's really cool. It's clearly made by like adults that love movies. There's a lot of like crime references and noir references in those. There's a lot of throwback stuff. It's very similar to Shaun the Sheep, if you've seen that. It's not completely silent. There is some talking in these, but it does have a lot of silent film attributes that make it kind of fun. It's really focused on the animation, which I think is very cool. Then we've got Rock and Roll High School, getting a 4K Blu-ray combo pack from Shout Factory. Shout Factory is the MVP this week so far. They're dropping all kinds of stuff. It's a 45th anniversary here of Rock and Roll High School, all the way back from 1979, a musical teen comedy. Look at that. Everything's getting 4Ks these days. It doesn't matter what it is. And there's a nice slipcover from Shout Factory. I like when Shout Factory does slipcovers. They don't always do it, but when they do a pretty good job, except for the big ugly banner at the top. But jumping over to Arrow Video, which we haven't talked about, The Addiction is getting a 4K release. It's just a 4K limited edition. There's no Blu-ray included, but it is one of their nice limited editions that has the slipcover and some art cards inside. No poster. Looks like they're getting a little bit more selective with the ones that they include posters with. Things are kind of shrinking slowly. They're not doing the hard boxes anymore all the time, and now it looks like they're not including posters either, which is fine. Honestly, if it's just a slipcover release, I don't need art cards in a poster. Just give me a nice slipcover. I don't need art cards for everything. But yeah, 1995's The Addiction, a horror drama film shot in black and white, which is cool. I like when films do that. How Bellatar of them to release a black and white film in the 90s. Very cool. Very pricey though, $50, $37 right now on Amazon if you want to get that early. But I will say this, Barnes & Noble, you didn't hear this from me. Barnes & Noble is doing an Arrow sale in January. They actually contacted me to do a video for them about it. I have no idea what that means. I guess they just want me to do what I always do and go Arrow sale shopping. So I'm like, sure, I do that anyway. I'll do that. So that's going to be coming up in January. Hopefully that sale goes well. My Barnes & Nobles have not been having that much luck, or not really carrying that much stuff, but hopefully if they're reaching out to creators to like promote the sale, that means they're actually going to start carrying some stuff. So I hope they do a little bit better job of stocking Arrow, at least in my Barnes & Nobles, because they've been lacking lately, but hopefully that changes. And then we've got one more big favorite here. This is a fan favorite, not the first time on 4K, I don't believe, but it is kind of a big giant deluxe 10th anniversary collector's edition for 2014's Interstellar. Boom, look at this. It's like a big giant gift set. It's got look at it, posters galore. You got like 5 posters in there. You got a big fold out with the disc sliding in. You got like a book in there. You got patches, literal patches. I don't know who this is. I mean, this is big Interstellar fans. If you're a huge Chris Nolan fan, this is probably for you. I don't have $68 to spend on Interstellar, but some people do. Some people really like Christopher Nolan. And it's 4K Blu-ray and digital. You got everything you can want. This is a definitive Interstellar set. I'm down with studios if they want to put out these big like boutique sets. That's cool. I won't get every one. I'm not going to collect all of them, but if it's a movie I really like, that's pretty cool. I like that they're putting some of their money back into physical media. That's always good. So I'll always support that, or at least tell you guys to support it if you want to pick it up. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat here. Patrick Craig, my animation man. Aardman also did Chicken Run, which is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Yes, they did. Chicken Run. They also did some other things that aren't as, well liked, like Flushed Away, which isn't stop motion, but it's made to look stop motion. It's actually like 3D animated, but it still looks like it. They also did, what was the other 3D, the Christmas one, Arthur Christmas, which we watch every year with the kids. That's a fun one. It's not great, it's not amazing or anything, but it's a fun one. I love Aardman. I always want to support Aardman. They're a cool studio. Dan's Den says Rock and Roll High School rules. The movie with the Ramones. And Ethan also loves the Ramones. Let's see. Dan's Den says The Addiction is a typical Abel Ferrara flick, so it's not one of those films that holds back. And Why So BlueTube also says The Addiction 4K is great. Orbit got them in early. Watched it over a week ago. It's a great disc. Sweet. I gotta start collecting from Orbit. and I will be soon. I've already got stuff in my cart. I need to get that order sent out. But yeah, Orbit sounds great. I got Diabolic sounds great too. I gotta start supporting those guys. I like those. Mr. Wayne says it's my first stream. Awesome. Well, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining. Hope you have a good time. We always have a good time talking movies. Let's see. Marty DMC12. I hate those long box sets that Interstellar comes in. There was an announcement earlier in the year that it was supposed to come out in a slip box, but was canceled for this instead. Yo, I'm with you. I'm actually totally with you because it just takes up too much space. I mean, I can put stuff up on top up there, I guess. You guys can't even see what's up there, but yeah, there's like, there's stuff on top of the shelf up there. But yeah, it does take up a lot of space, which is kind of a bummer. I prefer things I can just turn sideways. So I probably won't pick that up. I used to get some of those. Like I've got the 10 Commandments one back there, and I've got the Ben-Hur one, and the Willy Wonka one I like. But yeah, I don't buy those anymore. That was back when I had much more space when I started grabbing those. Carrie Witt, I wish an Arrow sale at Barnes & Noble meant something to me because my store has only 3 titles in stock. 3! Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm saying. They need to pick it up. They want us to buy. I don't know why they're trying to. It's weird, right? They want us to come buy it, but they don't stock it. You got to stock it, and then we'll come buy it. Let's see. Good grief. Dan's Den Interstellar got an IMAX re-release this weekend, so this is likely to coincide with it. Interesting, that usually does happen. Evil Wax, wow, I can't believe they reached out to you directly to ask you to do a video on that. Yeah, I can't either. It was really weird and a very awkward email, but I was like, sure, I'm down. Just tell me what you're thinking. I think we're all caught up. Let's go back. Oh, interesting. Tired Boy says Aardman's little short they did for Over the Garden Wall's 10th anniversary was really cool. I didn't see that, but I never watched Over the Garden Wall. I hear about it all the time. Everyone says they watch it every Halloween, but I didn't know that was Aardman. I saw the little stop motion thing. That was really cool, but I didn't get a chance to check it out. The Story of G.I. Joe from Ignite Films. Wow. We don't talk about Ignite Films very much. There it is. Spy number 2. That's why we don't talk about it. It's brand new. Look at that. Spy number 2, The Story of G.I. Joe, a biography, drama, war film. Fascinating. Interesting. This is a 1945 biopic coming out from Ignite Films. Very cool. Look at that. A new boutique label is born every day, it seems like. So there's another one that we got to keep up with. We've also got the Giant Spider Invasion getting a 4K from Dark Force Entertainment, another smaller label here. This looks amazing. I wish I could blow up some of these screenshots here. Look at that giant spider puppet. That looks awesome. 1975 sci-fi horror film. Oh, 75. Interesting. I would think this would come out like earlier in the 50s, but this is 75. That's really cool. Maybe it's a throwback. Look at that. Look at the poster. Oh, that's amazing. I'm not sure why it looks like ice. I don't know why the font treatment looks like ice. Is that supposed to be like hair? I don't know what that's supposed to be. But the poster itself looks amazing. Super cool. The Giant Spider Invasion, clearly a throwback, with some 70s grit and grime to it. Look at that giant spider. That looks so cool. Have not seen this, but it's coming out from Dark Force Entertainment. That could have been a Kino Cult release, but there we go. It's coming out from Dark Force. Good job, Dark Force. Keep putting stuff out. That looks fun. And then Indicator getting some stuff. We've got Requiem for a Vampire 4K coming from Indicator. These are these nice deluxe sets that they've been doing a ton lately. They've been putting out these 4K releases. Indicator's jumped on the 4K bandwagon, and they're going hard. They're going hard with a lot of vampire movies, too, like a ton. And they're all this guy, Jean Rollins stuff, like all of his stuff. They've been putting out his stuff for months now. So if you like his stuff, there you go. There's another one, 1971 and 1973. Another one of his kind of erotic, surreal horror films. I'm still tempted to watch one of these. I've been very tempted. Look, this looks like clowns and vampires and all kinds of stuff going on in it. That's Requiem for a Vampire. And then we've also got The Escapes getting a 4K release. This is another one from the same director. There's the cover of that one. This one looks a little bit more down to earth, but I'm sure still very surreal in that director's style. But there we go. Both of these coming out in 4K, limited edition sets from Indicator, and you can get those in the US now. They sell them here. They do US versions, so you'll be able to get those on Amazon, Orbit, Diabolic, all the places we've already talked about. Let me know if you're into those, because they've been putting out a bunch of them lately. Then we've got Men of War from NVD. NVD Visual, they put out a ton of stuff, all kinds of different things. I see a lot of YouTubers going over their releases, and NVD also distributes like Radiance and other company stuff as well, but they do have their own line, MVD, and here it is. Dolph Lundgren in Men of War. Warriors paid to fight, not to think, but that's about to change. Dolph Lundgren's going to do some thinking, some hardcore thinking in this movie. I like this package design here. I like that they have like literal dents and scratches and stickers on there, so it kind of looks like something you would get from a video store back in the day. I really dig that. That's actually very cool. Look at that. Look at Dolph. He's holding up great, by the way. Haven't seen him in a while. He was in one of the Rocky movies a long time ago, or one of the Creed movies. But there he is. Look at that. See, everything's getting releases these days. Doesn't matter how obscure it is. 1994's Men of War getting a Criterion. Speaking of obscure, look at this madness. What's going on here? Toxic Crusaders, the series. We don't talk about series on this show very much, but I had to mention this. A Troma TV series is getting a Blu-ray release. Oh my goodness, look at this. And of course there'll be people complaining it's not 4K. But I mean, not everything is 4K. This looks probably terrible, but it's getting a Blu-ray release. It's amazing. What kind of crazy world do we live in? Toxic Crusaders, the animated series. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Let me know if you're interested in picking that up. I have never seen that show. I didn't even know that show existed, but it's coming out. And it's on Blu-ray, which is nuts. Eureka Entertainment putting out Horrible History 4 Historical Epics by Chang Che, getting a Blu-ray release. Marco Polo, The Pirate, Boxer Rebellion, and Four Riders. Well, this is fascinating. We've got action-adventure films, historical action-adventure films from, interesting. This is actually really cool. I like this release. Eureka has been going just like Indicator's been going hard on the Jean Rollin stuff. Indicator has been going all in on the Asian cinema, Asian martial arts cinema, and this is no different. This is a 4-pack. I wish I could see what the rest of the release looks like, because the cover looks very cool. I can't tell if it's a bigger box set or if it's just maybe a smaller, slim slip cover. The price is only $54, so it could go either way. I'm not exactly sure what it looks like, but Eureka putting out good stuff. Another great boutique label. And we're about halfway through the show, so let's jump back and see what people are saying in the chat. We scroll back up a little bit here and catch up. Oh, here we go. Jeffrey Patron. The story of G.I. Joe is a great Wellman picture. I'm glad you've seen that. That's really cool. Carrie, have you shown the kids The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which is a Wallace and Gromit feature? You and they would probably love it. I have shown them that. We couldn't find it this year for Halloween, but I think I showed it to them last year for Halloween. It's a good one to watch around that. I need to purchase it. I don't own it yet. I own all the other stuff, but I don't own that one yet. So I need to pick that one up. But we have seen it. Yes, it's fun. It's very fun. Michael Smith, I got the Pulp Fiction anniversary box set, and it was a massive letdown. Oh no! I just got a text from Diabolic today about that. Case is flimsy, cards are small, and it's way overpriced. Ooh, see, that's my one worry about the studios jumping on the bandwagon with these like boutique light releases, because they want to get that boutique money, but they don't want to put in the money to actually make them nice. They want to put out this cheap, flimsy stuff. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Universal did great with their Universal Essentials. Those like nice, hard, sturdy box sets, but they haven't done any in like a year. What's going on? Universal, put more of those out. Those were great. Let's see. Carrie Witt, that giant spider invasion type is meant to look like fangs on each of the letters. Weird. Why does it look like ice? Why does it look like frozen water? Very weird. But yeah, it's okay. The rest of the poster is awesome. Makes up for it. Marty DMC, I really wish Criterion would get the license to Pulp Fiction. It would be great to see all the original Criterion Laserdiscs get reissues on 4K and Blu-ray. That would be awesome. I don't think we have any chance of that ever happening, because the studios are holding on to those. A lot of those are like ones that they re-release all the time, especially like It's a Wonderful Life. And well, I was going to say King Kong, but they have not released King Kong in forever. I don't know why they're not giving Criterion that back. But no, that would be great. There is a seller on Etsy that like makes custom Blu-ray covers for all the original Laserdisc ones, and they look really good. I was actually tempted to buy some just because they look super cool. He sends them to you in a Skenavo case and everything. It looks super nice. It'd be a fun gift, but it's just for a case. I don't think I'll be able to do that, but maybe someday. It's kind of fun. Whoa, where'd it go? Dan's Den, making a children's show out of a series of movies that are known for the gratuitous violence that goes beyond even usual Hollywood standards. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, that's weird. But it happened a lot on, actually, like, especially in the 80s and 90s. There's a bunch of animated shows that were based on, like, R-rated things. And it still happens with Deadpool, man. There's lots of... My kid has to hear about Deadpool. Kids talking about Deadpool at school, which is so annoying. Carrie Witt just placed my order of The Substance with Orbit. Ooh, is that already live on Orbit? Is it pre-order? I know it's a movie release coming out, but that's actually really cool. I didn't know it was coming out so fast. Magnitude Rev, quick heads up. There's going to be a brand new Wallace and Gromit film coming out on December 18th on Netflix titled Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul. Interesting. Wow, thanks. I didn't know about that either. Wallace and Gromit getting back in the game. They're throwing out a lot of stuff these days. We got another Blu-ray copy of No Country for Old Men. Same deal, just a Blu-ray without the 4K. Then we've got the last video store from Arrow. Arrow putting out a couple things this week. This is a 2023 horror comedy. Clearly a very nostalgic film, kind of playing on 80s nostalgia. But there you go. The last video store looks like it's got Casey Jones there on the front and a bunch of other weird, gooey goodness. This reminds me of that Frank movie that came out a couple months ago. When was that? What was that called? Frank something? But here we go. Last video store, 2023, brand new. Hopefully it's like, it feels authentic and it doesn't feel like just a nostalgia cash grab. But that's coming out from Arrow. Arrow, they put out old stuff and new stuff. They're mixing it up a little bit. Then we got Rambling Rose. Kino Lorber, first time mentioning Kino Lorber this week. They're kind of taking a back seat. A lot of other companies stepping up this week. Here's a coming-of-age drama from 1991. Rambling Rose with Laura Dern. Look how young Laura Dern is. Look at this. Before Jurassic Park. A film by Martha Coolidge. Here we go. Rambling Rose. Just a straight. Sometimes you just need a straightforward coming-of-age drama. You don't need any bells and whistles. There you go. And it's Kino Lorber, so it's cheap. You can get it for $18 right now. Boom. Then if you don't want the big, I almost said ugly, if you don't want the big extravagant box set from for Interstellar, you can get the Walmart exclusive Steelbook if you're a Steelbook person. Here we go. Limited edition Steelbook reprint for Interstellar, 3 discs. Just a, lovely little looking Steelbook there. 4K, Blu-ray, and digital, all 3 formats in there. And it looks like you have 2 Blu-rays, so it's like some extra bonus features in there. Perfectly acceptable standard release. If you have a Walmart that carries physical media, there you go. You got a Steelbook. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, standard edition from Shout Factory. So a while ago, Shout Factory released their limited edition, slipcovered edition. Now we have the standard edition of this terrible franchise that is still going despite nobody wanting it to happen. 2024's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Next up, we've got The Love Light, getting a Blu-ray from VCI. We're getting into the weeds here. This is what I'm talking about. When I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, let me know what you guys, give me your thoughts in the comments and in the live chat. We'll talk about this. Would you guys be more interested, because I think I would be, if I kind of selected what I talked about, but included like international stuff, instead of just covering every single last thing, even like the stuff here at the bottom that nobody even really responds at all when I mention? Or should I just be a little bit more selective, but include like overseas stuff, really cool international stuff that we don't get to talk about on the show? So if I made a little bit more time for that, then we could maybe drop some of this other stuff that people aren't really as excited about. Some of these, like most of the stuff at the bottom is just like reprints, re-releases, or like very, very independent, like Hallmark stuff that we don't really spend too much time talking about. But that could free up some time to talk about some more interesting stuff that I would love to talk about. Like, for instance, the Bellatar set, that just came out. Huge. I pre-ordered a copy. It's coming in the mail right now. It's already been shipped. But we can't talk about it on the show because it comes out in the UK. Same thing with the second run releases. There's a second run movie coming out in a few days that I want to grab, and it's not covered on this. So I'm thinking about reworking that. I actually just had that thought right before I started recording. So haven't gave it too much thought, but I'd love to hear your opinions, and we can kind of stretch this show out, talk about some interesting stuff that I'm very interested in, but don't have an outlet for right now. Synapse Films is putting out the Block Island Sound 4K. Everything we've talked about tonight is 4K. Look at this, even from Synapse. 4K Ultra HD, the Block Island Sound, and that's a 2020 film. 2020 horror sci-fi film. There's so many films coming out. All these things that came out in like the last few years and I haven't even heard of. Then we've got the Roundup Punishment 4K from MPI Media Group. Another action. Looks like a martial arts film. Yeah, starring Don Lee. Interesting. Another one I've never even heard of. We're getting really into the weeds here. Lots of other Blu-ray releases of films that have already had 4Ks. The Taking of Pelham 123 from Criterion. I believe this is already released, so this might be just a re-release. That's the other thing about the bottom of the list here is I can never tell what has already been released and is a re-release or what's the first time. I'm assuming since it's this far down on the list, it's already been released before, but that's getting a 50th anniversary re-release of 1974 is The Taking of Pelham 123. And it looks like that is going to be everything. I think we've covered everything. Like I said, Blu-ray versions of other things that we've already talked about. But that's a pretty good week. It's not that crazy of a week, not too much stuff to talk about, but there are some big heavy hitters. Like I said, No Country for Old Men, Willow 4K, 8.5 4K. Big things that people have been wanting for a long time, and some exciting things that I've never seen that I really want to check out. So a good month. What a way to end off the year. And we're only halfway through December. We've still got 2 weeks left, and then we're done with 2024 already. Can you believe it? 2024 is almost over already. Absolutely crazy. We're done with the Criterion sales. We're done with pretty much every sale at this point. But let's see what people are saying here in the chat. We got, how much time we have left? Only 40 minutes. So we've got about a long time. We've got a long time to talk, and I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Anything in the physical media collecting space, you take over the show, and I'll go over wherever you want me to go. Let's see. Nacho, this week I'm getting Conclave and The Apprentice for sure. Conclave, I haven't seen a movie in the theaters in forever, but Conclave seemed really interesting. I actually wanted to check that one out. We'll see. I've heard mixed things. I've heard, I don't know. I've heard, I guess, mediocre things. I haven't heard much. Internet user, you skipped over the release of The Beast. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. Where is that? I did see that, and I guess I went right past it. So I get for going out of order. Where's The Beast? Where is The Beast? Ah, yes. That's because I wanted to do these two indicator releases right next to each other. The Beast from Criterion. This is a Janus Films, and it's right here. Vast, unsettling dream of the future and the past. A film by Bertrand Bonello. Interesting. I have not been keeping up with the Janus. There's no way I can. I can't keep up. They've been dropping one, I think, a month, along with all the Criterion stuff they're already putting out. But I'm going to read the synopsis on this because I'm interested in these Janus films. In the near future, emotions have become a threat. Gabrielle decides to purify her DNA in a machine, ooh, this is sci-fi, that will immerse her in her past lives and rid her of any strong feelings. But then she meets Lewis. This sounds like a Black Mirror episode. And although he seems dangerous, she feels a powerful connection to him as if she has known him forever. Interesting. I love Janus, but I especially love when they can dip into some sci-fi. Keep it drama. Keep the drama in there. Keep it interesting, but also, dip into some sci-fi, some modern social commentary. Sounds good. Brand new movie, 2023, just came out last year. Le Bête. So it's a French film. Interesting. I like it. Thank you so much, internet user, for setting me straight there. I'm sorry I missed that one. Janus, keeping it coming. They're still putting out lots of new stuff. Roland666, did you pick up Hundreds of Beavers from Vinegar Syndrome? I did not. I heard lots of great things. I remember when that was in theaters earlier this year, and it sounded interesting. Actually sounded like something I wanted to see, but I missed it. And that Vincin release is going for outrageous prices. I think they even had like an extra special limited edition version, like another one. I saw people going crazy in the groups, and no, I totally missed it. I'm gonna have to get a standard edition or pay out the nose later if I want to get that version. I like that Vinegar Syndrome's putting out like some new movies, stuff that just came out. That's actually pretty cool. It seemed like it fit in kind of to their whole vibe. Gilster 37. It's very disappointing that some Criterion Collection releases don't have audio commentaries. They really should. I agree with you. I'm kind of bummed whenever I get a Criterion, because usually I like to watch the movie and then dig into the supplements right after it, and it's kind of a bummer when you get there and it's just like 2 or 3 things. I understand there's not always stuff, and it's hard to create those supplements for everything, but usually they do such a great job. That's why I'm expecting greatness from them. But yeah, sometimes there's not all that much on there. Carrie Grit just got my Lionsgate limited release of Apocalypse Now 6-disc steelbook on 4K. I know similar set was released before, but I only had the 2-disc Blu-ray, so this set was a must for me. Great quality too. Sweet. See, I'm happy the studios are doing cool stuff. It's just Sometimes it's a crapshoot. It's a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get with the studios. Sometimes they really cheap out on some stuff. Michael Smith, I definitely vote for the new format you suggested. Okay, I'm still working it out, but we got one vote for kind of being a little bit more specific and including international stuff. That would require me to do more preparation for the stream, so that might be a negative in that column. But I'll try to do my best. Mondays are tough though. Henry Biden cap, be selective and go international. We want the meat, not the bare bones. Okay. Well, I mean, we've kind of moved toward mostly boutique stuff on this channel, and people don't seem to mind. I haven't gotten any really negative comments that I've been kind of specific to boutiques. I think there's enough other channels covering like the mainstream stuff that people don't really care. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about moving in that direction. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm collecting. I'm really focused on the boutique stuff lately. I just lost the chat. Evil Wax, I like the idea of discussing more international films. Seems like a lot of the US and UK stuff is substandard or schlocky. Carrie Witt, I think you can edit some of the releases at the bottom of the list. I like how things are structured now, but I also think the chat will let you know if something needed to be covered. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. If there is something that gets lost in the shuffle, you guys always can let me know. That's a good point. Interesting. Thomas, the shade being thrown. I like to read this. I like to talk about how Amazon has dropped the ball lately with getting out pre-orders. Still waiting for my steelbook of Alien Romulus. At least I have Demolition Man, the 4K of... Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard a lot of people who like put in pre-orders and then they just... Pre-order day comes and they get a notification, oh, it's canceled. Like, what? That's outrageous. So sorry if that's ever happened to you. I never do pre-orders, so I haven't run into that problem. But I need to start doing pre-orders because some of the stuff sells out, and then I can't get it. But I'm leery of doing it because it sounds like people have a better, at least with Amazon, it sounds like people have better luck with Orbit and Diabolic. So maybe I'll do my pre-orders through there. But I was able to get the Bellatar set for much cheaper. Like Orbit and Diabolic had the Bellatar set for like $130, and like Amazon had it for $108. So it was much cheaper. But yeah. I'm just worried about it getting here in one piece because Amazon is horrible at shipping, and that's coming all the way from the UK. So we'll see. It's probably going to be smashed by the time it gets here. Henry Biden Cap DJ, have you had a chance to watch Misunderstood from Radiance? It is a very good watching. Yes. No, I haven't, but I know what you're talking about. And I saw that you mentioned earlier that you had picked it up on my recommendation. So very happy for that. No, I need to get some of my Radiance releases. I did a couple of them in October, but these last few months have been so like October I was only watching like spooky films, November I was only watching noir films, and then December I'm only watching Christmas films. But once all this stuff is over and the new year starts, I'll finally have some time to just watch stuff that I want to watch. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to just watching normal movies, not having a theme every month. But I do like doing the themes too. I like the end of the year. It's always fun. Let's see. Nacho says also getting The Beast tomorrow. Sweet. Well, there you go. Hope your Barnes & Noble has a copy for you that you can grab. Marty. 2025 is going to be busy for anniversary sets. Jaws is 50th. Back to the Future 40th. Sound of Music 60th. That'd be really cool. Lots of issues for sure. Yeah, interesting. So it's 2025. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of stuff that lines up on those years for some reason. Sound of Music would be awesome. I'd love to get my wife that. That's one of her favorite movies of all time. That'd be really cool. I know a lot of people like Jaws, obviously, and Back to the Future are big things too. And those are also movies that they keep re-releasing all the time. So that's good. People like buying those. Evil Wax, I heard some good things about The Beast and almost watched it around Halloween as it's supposed to be scary. Interesting. Why is it called The Beast? I don't want to know. Don't spoil anything because I didn't really get any Beast vibes from that synopsis, but it's more intriguing that way. Kevin House says, I highly recommend Conclave. It has a great cast and is surprisingly compelling given the subject matter. I was already compelled by the trailer, so that's good. I'm hoping to catch up on, like I said, new releases in January around award season because I'm way behind on that stuff. Internet user, how have you been with your Christmas film watches? Well, sir, tune in to my Letterboxd and you will know exactly what I've been watching. I've actually been a good boy and been keeping track of things I've been watching. Usually I'm terrible about that and I got to play catch up. But this year I've been doing pretty well. I've been keeping up. I'm going to log into my Letterboxd right now and we can talk about it if I can remember my password. Ugh. That's not right. This is riveting. Riveting. Let's watch DJ remember his password live on the air. This is not going well. Oh, the pressure. The pressure is really getting to me. I'm never going to be able to remember this right now. Oh, I did it. Oh, whew. Wow. That was getting right past the point of comedic and just annoying. All right, here we go. Profile. Popping it in. Boom. Diary. If you don't know what Letterboxd is, you don't know what any of this means. But I love Letterboxd. I don't really consider myself a reviewer. Some people ask me that. Do you review movies? No, I don't. I don't really consider myself a reviewer, but I do like Letterboxd as just a diary of keeping up with stuff I've been watching. So we watched The Bishop's Wife on the 4th. I missed the first couple days because I had to catch up on Deaf Crocodile stuff because I got that review out. Thank you, by the way, so much for the response to that review. I just said I don't consider myself a reviewer, so I don't really do reviews on this channel, but they sent me those, so I wanted to do a review for them. And those movies are great, and I had a lot of fun watching them, and you guys are really nice in the comments about that video, so thanks for that. But after the first couple days, I finally got to watch some Christmas stuff. We watched The Bishop's Wife, which is a wonderful movie. Cary Grant plays an angel. Lovely Christmas vibes. Absolutely liked it a lot better the second time. Didn't love it the first time last. Well, I liked it. I could give it like a 7 last year, but I bumped it up to an 8 this year. I really liked it this year. And then Snowman, we watched, of course. Snowman is, you got to watch Snowman every single year. Classic 80s Christmas animated film. Like nothing else I've seen. It looks like it's animated in like colored pencil or something. It's crazy. The animation's crazy. It also goes into like 3D. It's I can't really explain it, but it's amazing animation. And that soundtrack, awesome, iconic, and it's got a voiceover by David Bowie, which is fascinating. Then we watched Desk Set, which is a rom-com with Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy. Wonderful little Christmas party scene in that movie. That's great. Katharine Hepburn gets wasted, and her drunk acting is amazing. And then we've watched some other things. I watched some stuff with the kids. I've been watching all the Christmas specials, all the Rankin and Bass stuff with the kids. They've been going through those. We watched Charlie Brown, and we've watched a couple other things. We just watched Meet Me in St. Louis. Whoo, a classic. We just rewatched that a couple days ago. So yeah, Christmas viewing is going well, and I'm going to try to keep going. Knock out as many as I can. Thanks for asking. Gilster, there should be the French Dispatch Criterion release soon, right? Absolutely there should. I would absolutely buy that. That's one of my favorite Criterion, one of my favorite Wes Andersons, and I would love a Criterion release of that, but we are way behind on Wes Anderson stuff. I actually finally just broke down, you haven't seen this yet, but I finally just broke down and bought the French Dispatch on Blu-ray. It's back there. Actually in a video, when Jeffrey was here, we went to Videodrome and bought some stuff. The video was shot. I just got to get it edited and up, but I finally got it because it was $6, and it was a Blu-ray, and it had a digital copy still. So it was great. Couldn't pass it up for $6. I will rebuy it eventually when Criterion does it, but $6. And I'm going to watch that movie before Criterion does it because I love that one. Kevin House. Yes, audio commentaries add so much to the Kino Lorber releases. I also wish Criterion would more consistently provide commentaries. Yeah, and I might be alone on this one, but I kind of like the commentaries that boutique labels do that are by like film historians. Like obviously I like the ones that are by the creators, but it's a mixed bag. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes creators are not good at commentaries and they're kind of boring. But if it's someone who's literally prepared, a film historian who's prepared and has like a script and he's giving you just so much information while you're going through the commentary, it's great. I love those ones. They're great, but not everybody can be Martin Scorsese and do awesome commentaries. Swifty Police. Holy smokes, I just lost your comment. Where'd you go? Scroll. Swifty Police. My mama always said physical media is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, hopefully, I like to know what I'm going to get. I feel like the boutique labels are pretty consistent, but it's the studios that you never know. You never know. They're not always on the same level. Evil Wax, I rarely do pre-orders, but that's good to know about Amazon. Yeah, I hear that a lot. It sounds terrible. Does anyone know if that Frank Capra set from Sony is limited, meaning it'll go out of print soon? I intended to buy it, but had to skip because of that overpriced Seinfeld 4K set. I don't know. I'm assuming it's limited. I'm just assuming. I don't think that's going to stay in print forever. I also didn't pick it up. Hopefully I can get it eventually, but there's other other more pressing stuff that I wanted to get, and I put that one off. Hopefully I don't regret it. Let's see. Michael Smith says, I don't know how Radiance does it. They are by far the most prolific boutique label. They're great. They're really cool. Yeah, I need to pick up. I wish I could pick up more of their releases. I think they're doing US releases now though, so I should be a little bit easier. Carrie Witt, it should be mentioned, the Kino sale lasts, that's right, the Kino winter sale's happening, lasts till the 16th. I just got a decent sized haul. Youngblood, Fletch lives, Up the Creek, Big Easy, and No Way Out. Those Kino sales will get you. They'll sneak up on you before you know it, you have 20 things in your cart because they have so much stuff and it's so cheap. PTP, speaking of Christmas films, anybody get the Classic Flicks release of Meet John Doe? Thinking about getting it. Meet John Doe is actually on my list to watch this month. Me and Grace have never seen that one, and we want to watch it. I didn't know it had a release. It's on the Criterion Channel, or it was on Criterion Channel. I think now it's on Prime, so I think we're going to be able to watch it that way. But no, I didn't know Classic Flicks put out. I'm going to have to look one up. Thanks again. Classic Flicks. That's a Frank Capra movie, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Classic Flicks Meet John Doe. There it is. Look at that. I think I only have one Classic Flicks release. Interesting. That's a DVD. Is there a Blu-ray? Are you talking about a Blu-ray? Is it new? Has it come out yet? I gotta check this out. I'm gonna put a pin in this and come back to this after the show because I'm interested. Oh, it's a 4K. Interesting. Now, it's out of stock. It's already out of stock. Dang. Well, that was exciting and sad all at the same time. Man, how did you hear about that? That's crazy. I'd missed it. Marty DMC, Letterboxd is great for creating lists of films, filmmakers, etc. Films you want to make sure you've seen and can check off. I dislike most of the reviews, either very pretentious or juvenile. Oh, okay, so you're looking for that sweet spot. Yeah, I don't write reviews. I literally just write like my thoughts so that I can remember, because when I don't, I completely forget my thoughts on films sometimes because I watch a lot of movies. But yeah. Don't read my reviews then if you're looking for something more substantial. Let's see. Oh, internet user. I saw Desk Set last year. I quite liked it. It's very fun. And that was my first time seeing a Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn. They did a lot of, apparently they worked at a studio together for a while, so they did a lot of rom-coms together. So I want to watch more of those because they were great. He's awesome. I haven't seen enough movies with him. But yeah. Oh, and I didn't even mention, last night we watched Three Godfathers, which is a Christmas time movie. And it's John Wayne and John Ford, which is always great. You can't go wrong. I mean, The Quiet Man, Liberty Valance, all kinds of great stuff. So yeah, Three Godfathers was great. It's a bit of a downer, deceivingly depressing. The reviews on Letterboxd made it seem like it was just a heartwarming little Christmas tale, but it's pretty dark. But it was great. So good. I loved it. Thomas, I highly recommend watching the new Christopher Reeve documentary. I've heard great things about that. One of my favorite actors, and it's a beautiful documentary on him. Pretty emotional as well. It's streaming on Max. Well, I don't have Max. I don't have any streaming services except for Prime, I think, just because it's included. But yeah, I don't have Max. But I've heard nothing but great things about that, and it was playing in theaters for like a half a second. And I of course didn't get a chance to go out to it, but hopefully eventually I can see that because I like Superman. I'm thinking of showing the kids the original Superman sometime soon. I think they're probably, at least my son is getting old enough. They love the Fleischer Studio shorts, and I'm sure they would love that movie. It would probably blow their mind. Internet users, someone on the Criterion forum apparently said that the French Dispatch Connection will be getting a Criterion release, taking this with a grain of salt though. Interesting. I'm wondering how rumor mill that is, or if there's any truth to that. That would be interesting because of the whole debacle with the French Connection I don't know if you mean the French Connection or if you're talking about the French Dispatch, but Criterion used the print that Disney gave them for the Criterion channel that was edited. That's what caused the whole like big hullabaloo last year. Everyone was angry at Criterion for doing that. So that'd be interesting if they could fix that problem. Gilsta was bummed when Doctor Strangelove Criterion didn't have an audio commentary. Interesting. I would think that one would have some good supplements on it. Internet user, Tracy and Hepburn were in a film called Woman of the Year. Yes, they were. That's from Criterion. We actually have it. And we haven't watched it yet, but now we're even more motivated to after we watch that one. Yes, and they say it has an internet release, or it has a Criterion release. Wow, what's going on? What's in this water? I can't even speak. Magnitude Rev, how does Three Godfathers compare to Tokyo Godfathers? Which one do you like more? Oh my goodness, apples and oranges. I would say that I think Tokyo Godfathers hit harder for me, but I absolutely loved the cinematography in Three Godfathers. It is so cool. It looks incredible. Like just every shot is out in the middle of it's. I don't know if it's actually shot in Arizona, but it takes place in Arizona. And I was worried at the beginning that when I found out it was like a desert movie, I was like, oh, this isn't going to feel like Christmas at all. But the colors are crazy. Like it doesn't feel hot. I mean, you can tell it's hot, but it's not like oranges and reds, and it doesn't feel like you would think a desert film would feel. It's all blues, like the mountains in the back are all blues and purples. The sand is all just completely white. It kind of feels like Christmassy in a really weird way, like a desert Christmas movie. But it does take place on Christmas. I don't remember Three Godfathers or Tokyo Godfathers. We want to rewatch that one this year. That's on Grace's list to rewatch this month. So hopefully we can get to that one. It'll be cool to compare them. It's not a remake. They're both just based on the same source material. And actually, the Three Godfathers Blu-ray. Actually, I got a shout out to Jeffrey. I got to give a shout out to Jeffrey because he's the one that sent me this. It's a Warner Archive collection. This is what we watched. It includes the 1936 Three Godfathers, which is another version of the film. Unfortunately, so if you don't know this, I'm just all over the place. John Ford directs this. He directs this with the son. This is Harry Carey Jr. So he made an original Three Godfathers, which I think was a silent film. I think it was one of his silents, but it's lost. I think it's completely lost. It was with Harry Carey, the original. Then he makes a remake with John Wayne and Harry Carey Jr., his son. And this is in 48, so this is a sound film. So he remade his own film. He was in love with the story for some reason. He really liked the novel. He remade it with sound. We have this version. This one's not lost, and it's amazing. But man, I would love to see that original silent version. But there's another film on here from 36. So this has been made a million times. Like Magnitude just mentioned, Tokyo Godfathers, the animated Japanese film, is also based on the same story. I think that one comes together better. I like that one. This one has a lot of cool parallels with like the biblical story. They try to connect it to, and I'm sure all that's in the book. Like there's New Jerusalem is a city here, and then like they try to connect it to the Three Godfathers and stuff. All that stuff's pretty cool. John Wayne's great. All three of the characters are really great. I love this one a lot. I think I gave Tokyo Godfathers a 4.5 on Letterboxd, and I think I would give this a 4. But they're both great. I love both of them, and I'll rewatch them at Christmas time. They're really cool. Tokyo Godfathers also always feels a lot more Christmassy because they have snow. it's wintry. It actually feels like Christmas. But this one was really cool too. Ethan Edwards. I just lost your comment. Tracy and Hepburn also had a decades-long affair. He wouldn't divorce his wife. Oh, wow. Look at this. Ethan's got the hot goss on decades-old affairs. Carrie Witt. Anybody seen Gambit 1966 starring Michael Caine and Shirley MacLaine? What a wow. Very curious. I haven't, but I'm sure someone has here. Carrie Witt, weird about the French Connection rumor for Criterion, especially since Lionsgate is just now releasing an epic boutique-like box of it for $79. I mean, who knows? Rumors get started by anybody. You don't have to know anything. You just throw something in Reddit, and then it gets spread everywhere. Michael Smith, think I'm going to try and watch every Kurosawa film in January, at least the ones I haven't seen. Wow, that's a tall order. Hopefully you make it through as many as you can. Let's see. Ooh, I think I'm actually catching up. This is crazy. Usually way behind at this point. Brent, hi DJ. Would you consider Eric Rohmer's Tale of Winter a Christmas movie? I wouldn't consider it I've only seen it once. I think it does like, oh man, it's like, ugh. Now we're getting to the real questions here. This is tough. I mean, it's a winter movie, so you can watch it around winter. I think it if I remember correctly, I think it like just ends on Christmas. I don't think it has a lot to do with Christmas. Whereas My Night at Maud's, I do consider a Christmas movie. But Tale of Winter, I would still watch like in December, but you could maybe watch that one later in like January or February because it's more just wintry. It's not specific to Christmas. I would just call it a winter movie. I don't think Christmas plays a big enough role in that to actually call it a Christmas movie. But that's a good question. I need to rewatch it. I've only seen it once. I watched it beginning of this year, I think, at like January, February, like I said. And it's great. It's so good. It's one of the best. I think it's my second favorite of the 4 seasons. I think obviously summer is my favorite, and I think winter would be my second favorite. It's really good. But no, I don't think so. I don't think right now, in this point in time, I don't think it's a Christmas movie, but maybe on second watch, I would feel differently. I am absolutely going to rewatch My Night at Maud's this December. That's an annual must. Got to rewatch it. Thank you. Oh, interesting. Jeffrey Patron says there was so maybe the first film that he did was not Lost, but he says there is a Lost John Ford directed Western with Harry Carey Sr. called The Scarlet Drop. Recently found. Fascinating. That's actually really cool. I love Lost movies, found stories. That's really cool. Eva Wax, I watched Caddo Lake on Max over the weekend. Recommend going in completely blind. I'd say more, but don't want to spoil it. Lots of stuff on Max these days, apparently. Everybody's excited about it. Meet John Doe is indeed Blu-ray on the Classic Flicks website. They have a restoration video on their YouTube channel. Interesting. Classic Flicks is very interesting. Is Classic Flicks one of the ones that does like video on demand stuff? Is that they print it on demand? See, I looked up this and it says Frank Capra's, this is Classic Flicks website, Meet John Doe 4K Blu-ray combo pack, and it says out of stock, but maybe they still have the Blu-ray. I've never been on this Classic Flicks website. This is interesting. Meet John Doe. It's only showing DVD for me on their website, but maybe someone else has it. But yeah, I didn't know if they did a 4K. That's actually really cool. I'll have to check eBay on that one because that's pretty cool. I love collecting Christmas films. You guys know this about me. What are people saying over here? Don't trust Disney. People are talking about Disney here. Carrie Witt, DJ, what Fassbinder would you recommend as a starter? I would recommend Starting, which I haven't done yet. Again, those are going to be pretty high up on my 2025 watch list. I want to do like a box set theme in 2025 as far as stuff I'm watching, because I'm getting a lot of boxes. Like I said, I ordered the Bellatar box. I got the Pasolini box finally. I got to make it through at least those two. But also these Fassbinder boxes that I just picked up. I got to start making my way through those too, because right when I picked up these box sets, like I said, October came around, November, now December, so I haven't had time to watch any of this stuff. So I will finally be knocking those out. But no, I haven't started my own Fassbinder journey yet, so I can't recommend yet. But stay tuned. Hopefully I can start going through those. As long as like award season doesn't completely derail me in January and February, I should be able to start knocking those out. I got to watch some of those box sets that I've picked up. I'm a little bit behind on those, but I'm looking forward to finally checking those out. I know Fear Eats the Soul is a big one that everyone recommends. Henry right here is recommending it right there. He says this is most accessible film. So that's probably what I'm going to start with. Honestly, I'm going to start with Fear Eats the Soul and a couple other ones on that box. I think it's on the blue box right here behind me, right by Eric Romer. So I'm going to start with some of his bigger ones, and then I'll go back to his volume 1 set, because I want to see his more famous ones first. Carrie Witt, also Kino announced a pre-order for Summer Rental, a classic John Candy comedy from the 80s. Great supporting cast, including Richard Crenna, Rip Torn, and Cary Green. Interesting. Kino Lorber. I can't keep up with everything. Like, I want to know if there's anyone in the world that is Kino Lorber complete, because that would be absolutely insane. They put out, what do they put out like 10, I don't know, like more than that a month. Like I watch Serial at Midnight's videos, and he gets all the Kino Lorber stuff sent to him, and he'll do like 1 month, and the stack is like this big of just a month. Like, I don't know how anyone can keep up with that stuff. It's crazy. Baloney, I just ordered Meet John Doe and the Story of G.I. Joe based on discussions moments ago. Well, look at that. I'm glad. I'm happy that I don't think I did it, but I'm glad that The chat has swayed you in that direction. That's pretty cool. Internet user says Stanwyck had an interesting 1941 with Meet John Doe, The Lady Eve, and Ball of Fire. Stanwyck has got a crazy filmography. Just in Christmas movies alone. Like, we want to watch Remember the Night. We watched that a couple years ago, and hoping to rewatch that this year because I got the lovely Indicator release. Hoping to rewatch that. We watch what's her other Christmas in Connecticut, her other big Christmas movie. She's the Christmas queen, and we'll probably watch both. I don't know if we'll get to Connecticut this month, but we're definitely going to rewatch Remember the Night for sure. Brent says, did you ever end up ordering the Curzon set for Bellatar? It's on my Christmas wish list. I did. We talked about this earlier. I grabbed it. I got it on Amazon because it was cheaper. Hopefully I don't regret that, because maybe I should have paid a little bit more for Orbit or Diabolic, because I think they ship things a little bit better. I'm worried it's going to be destroyed by the time it gets here. Hopefully it survives from Amazon, but it was so cheap because it was $108. Diabolic had it for like $130, I think. I got it for $108, but I also had like $32 in points on my card, so I got it for $80. Only $80 for the Bellatar set, which is amazing. That's like almost $10 a film. So very excited about that. Hopefully, I'll do a review for it when I pick it up, but hopefully I can start watching those movies early January-ish, February next year. I'm hoping to finally get through some of those box sets, like I said. Bailey Walsh. I also put off major directors and box sets often. I get so easily derailed with themes and ideas than just whatever I'm really into at the moment, and what's coming up. Same. I don't know. I like having a theme month, but I want to put some extra effort into next month, or not next year. I want to put some effort into making it through some big box sets, because I got the Decalogue set and I got those Fassbinder sets, and I really want to start watching all the rest of those Pasolini films soon. So hopefully we'll do the best we can. We'll make resolutions and see if we can stick to them. Dan, Summer Rental and Summer School were both directed by Carol Rayner, back to back. Guess he was having a summer phase then. Interesting. I don't know what that was in reference to. Bailey Walsh, definitely a goal of mine next year to better keep up with my physical releases. Yeah, that's been the biggest thing for me. And I think I'm gonna do a video about collecting resolutions. I had a good time doing that last year. That seemed pretty like an interesting conversation. I liked having that with you guys. I think one of the big resolutions is gonna be like making it through stuff that I have and buying less and getting rid of stuff that I don't need. Obviously, we've already talked about that, selling stuff. But I was doing actually really good. We were watching a lot of Criterions. We were knocking off Criterions that we hadn't seen up until October, and then everything, like you said, got derailed with the theme months. PTP, Remember the Night, is the better of the two films. Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't bring myself to love Connecticut. Christmas in Connecticut, I like watching it every year. It's fun, but it never gets over the line to like a 4-star on Letterboxd or anything for me. It's just all right, but it's good. It's fun. But yeah, Remember the Night was really good, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it. I'm hoping I like it even better. Like Bishop's Wife. Magnitude Rev, got any Christmas recommendations in the Criterion Collection? Well, that's a great idea, and that's a great video. I need to let's do this, shall we? Let's do a little Letterboxd tangent. Let's go to my lists. Oh no, you're gonna get a sneak peek here behind the curtain, because I have a lot of lists that I don't have public. But I just want to go to my Christmas films top 50, because a lot of these are in the Criterion Collection. Obviously, my biggest one, My Night at Maud's. Love it. It's in the Six Moral Tales set from Eric Romer. It's not like It's a Wonderful Life. Well, it's not like Home Alone or anything. It's not like there's not that much Christmas in it, but as far as movies I watch around Christmas, there's a lot in the Criterion Collection. My Night at Maud's is great. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence is an amazing movie. Love it. It also doesn't feel that Christmassy because it's in Japan and it's like sunny and hot, but it's a wonderful film. And we've got Kronos. Kronos is a Christmas movie, kind of. It goes through New Year's. It's kind of on the lines of The Apartment, like it goes through Christmas and New Year's, but it's great. It's also a very non-traditional Christmas movie. It doesn't feel like Christmas, but I like that one a lot. What else is in the Criterion Collection? Oh, this one I got to highly recommend. Not in the collection, but it comes from Criterion. You can get it in one of the Eclipse box sets. It's Mourning for the Osone Family from Kinoshita. Amazing movie. Absolutely amazing. It starts at Christmas, and I think it ends on Christmas. It may just start on Christmas. So it's not very Christmassy either, but it's such a good movie, and I want people to watch it. 1946, post-World War II. Well, it's actually like during World War II. It's like right when the war is ending, and it just shows this like how it just destroys this wonderful family. Very dark, very depressing. So if you're not in the mood for that around Christmas time, maybe don't watch it. My wife has no interest, but I absolutely loved it. It was on the Blue Christmas collection from Criterion on their channel streaming service, and I watched that a few years ago. It's great. I still don't have the physical copy. I need to get that Eclipse set. But something that is in the Criterion collection and is very Christmassy is Mon Oncle Antoine. This is a Claude Jutras film from 1971, little coming-of-age story about this little, what is he, like 12, 13-year-old boy in rural Quebec. It's about as Christmassy as it gets. He's like in literal like giant mounds of snow. It's freezing. But it's a coming-of-age story about a kid he's staying with his uncle who is an undertaker. And there's like this whole, it's very French. Like if you need a lot going on in your movies, you're probably not going to like this. But it's just him, like a very basic coming-of-age story. I don't think he has parents. I think he's living with his uncle. And not a lot happens, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very, there's movies, I don't know what it is about coming-of-age stories about like this age group, like 12, like boys. Like, I don't know. I really see myself and my younger brothers in these kind of movies. And I really, really like this one. And I need to rewatch it. There's so much stuff I want to rewatch this year, but I can't squeeze it in. I need to do a video about this, by the way. I need to do a Christmas Criterion recommendation, kind of like I did with October. That would be great because I'm just rambling here and I don't have my thoughts collected. But another obviously great Christmas movie, or another great Criterion, is Grand Illusion. Spy Number 1. We already talked about it earlier this year, or earlier in this stream. Amazing movie. Not the most Christmassy either, but it takes place around Christmas, and it's all about peace on earth, goodwill towards men, all the themes that go with Christmas. It's a POW movie, kind of like Stalag 17, but I think it's a French POW in a German war camp, and it's a genre noir film. It's lovely. I had a great time with it. I only gave it 4 stars on my first viewing. I need to give it another rewatch. I don't know if, you never know what kind of mood you're in when you're watching this stuff, but it's amazing. It was really good. I have great memories of that one. There's a couple other things that's in the Criterion collection, I think. One last one, Blast of Silence. I highly recommend Blast of Silence. It's a very anti-Christmas movie. It's like everything, it's like the opposite of Christmas, which is really interesting to watch around Christmas time and kind of make you appreciate Christmas by showing you the like exact opposite. It's a noir film. I wanted to get to that earlier this month. Like I wanted to watch it like December 1st. Like I said, I got derailed by the Deaf Crocodile stuff, but I wanted to watch it coming right off of Noirvember into the Christmas season because I thought it would have been a perfect transition. I didn't get to do that. I'm kind of bummed. Hopefully I can rewatch that and talk about it. But that was great. It was a first time watch for me last year. Really, really liked it. And I want to rewatch it. It's very short too. That's what's great about noirs. Noirvember was great because everything's like 70 minutes. Some of them are 60 minutes. It's crazy. They're super short. But that one's fun. Sorry. Great question. Got very off the rails there. But hope you enjoyed that magnitude. I need to do a full video of that because that would be a lot of fun to actually collect my thoughts about those movies a little better. Because I had a good time doing that Criterion Recommends video in October. I wanted to do one in November, but it was just too crazy with Noirvember and all of the Criterion sale stuff. That month was just insane. But hopefully this month I can find some time to do a little bit more recommendations. Magnitude Rev, thanks for the list of Christmas recs. You're welcome. Sorry it was so scatterbrained. Hopefully I can do a better job of that in a video in the future. Michael Smith, great film that takes place at Christmas time but isn't about Christmas, is Diner. Such a good movie. I haven't heard of that one. I'm gonna have to check it out. Let's see. Let me go back to all the people that were leaving questions while I was rambling. Eva Wax, Blast of Silence, Christmas noir. Yes, it is. It's amazing. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I'm gonna come back to that. Somebody mentioned All That Heaven Allows, and I want to get to it. That's actually a really good... Man, I lost it. It disappeared. Oh, here we go. Someone mentioned Fear Eats the Soul is Fassbender's reworking of Cirque's All That Heaven Allows. That's fascinating because we loved All That Heaven Allows, and All That Heaven Allows is a Christmas movie. Like, most of it takes place in winter, and it's beautiful, and it is like a big pivotal scene takes place literally on Christmas Eve, which is great. So All That Heaven Allows, another recommendation. I should probably add that one to my list. I haven't done that yet. Internet user says, if you watch Decalogue, make sure it's during the winter. It's fitting. Thank you for that. I did not know that. I will. Is it Christmassy or should I wait till like January to watch the Decalogue? That's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal, is to watch it in January. So hopefully it fits well in there. Carrie Witt, my goal is to keep up with some more essential releases with a few boutiques. It's hard to spread yourself so thin with all the labels. Yeah, that was the lesson I learned in 2024. Was like I was getting in all these other labels, and I was like you said, spreading myself too thin, spreading my money too thin, and kind of got behind. I don't want to be like a Criterion only collector, but I need to be a little bit more focused with what I'm collecting, because there's a lot of labels. As you guys know, in this show we talk about all of them, which is very tough. But I do want to keep up with my favorites: Def Crocodile, Radiance, Criterion. Those are the three big ones. I also like some of the other UK stuff. Let's see. Marty, anyone else OCD who prefers perfect cases or slips, boxes or covers? Printing is aligned perfectly. Makes it difficult now with online. No longer can be picky in brick and mortar finding the best condition one. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, back when we used to buy stuff at Best Buy and Target and stuff, I mean, I would take out the stack and see which one was in the best condition. I think we all did that. Now it sucks. You have no idea. You just, whatever Amazon throws on your porch is the one you're stuck with, and you have no say in the matter. I mean, I guess you can ship it back and get a replacement and all that stuff, but that's just a pain. It sucks. But no, yeah, I like my stuff in good condition. If I'm going to pay, if they want us to pay like $60 for these things, I want to at least get it in good condition. Quietly Games, that Chris Claremont's X-Men Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome looks interesting. What? I didn't know about that. I'll have to look into that. Miss Sharon, Xmas in Connecticut is one of my favorites. Cuddles, Sackall is so darling, and Stanwyck's commitment to the bit goes immediately out the window the second she sees Dennis Morgan. It's hilarious. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm hoping. Like, I rewatched that. I've only seen it twice. I'm hoping, like, the third time's the charm, and it really pushes it over the top and becomes one of my favorite Christmas movies, because I really did like it. It just didn't make my, like, top 15 or so. But I wanted to. I really want to like that one. There's also, like, the beginning takes way too long to get going. Like, there's all this weird, like, there's so much backstory, which could have been just told to us. Like, we're in this hospital. First, we're on a boat. Then we go to the hospital. We're with this guy for so long before we even meet Barbara Stanwyck's character. It's very weird. And I forget about it every time. Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, I forgot about all this weird stuff at the beginning. Let's see. Kevin House, John Malahai, has a Blu-ray of the 1951 Christmas classic, The Holly and the Ivy. Should ask him to bring it over so you can... I love that you're keeping up with John's collection. So you can watch it together this month. It's one of my favorite Christmas films. I would absolutely love to do that. Come over, John. Bring it over. I haven't seen that one. Let's see. And Dwayne also recommends Holly and the Ivy. That's cool. I'll have to check it out. I love checking out new ones that I haven't seen before. Oh, interesting. Ethan says Cover Up is another good Christmas noir. Interesting. Evil Wax Blast of Silence is the dark side of Christmas. Absolutely. I agree. Gilster, is there a David Bowie Christmas film on Criterion? Pretty sure I seen it at my vintage stock. Can't remember the name. Sorry. Well, yes, we just talked about that one. It's called Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. It's another POW movie. There's so many prisoner of war movies that take place at Christmas time. I don't know why that happens, but it's amazing. Loved it. One of my favorites. Top 5. At least top 10. I need to give it a rewatch. I've only seen it once. But yeah, that has David Bowie in the leading role. And another musician as the other leading role. It's crazy. Let's see. Magnitude Rev, a non-Christmas rec that I highly recommend, is called Swing Kids. It's a Korean film that takes place in a Korean war POW camp and focuses on inmates starting a swing dance crew. Love it. Fascinating. Interesting. That's really cool. I have not heard of that one, but like I said, POW movies at Christmas time is a huge genre, apparently. What do we got left? We got 6 minutes left. Wrapping it up. Final thoughts. Final thoughts about Christmas. Final thoughts about Criterion, I guess. That's kind of what we're talking about tonight, which I ain't complaining. I like it. That's my wheelhouse. Evil Wax, do you know if Best Buy started officially selling physical media again? I don't know. I haven't heard. I heard like rumblings about that. I heard that some people were, I don't know if that's just complete rumor territory, but I haven't been to a Best Buy in almost a year because my Best Buy has stopped carrying physical media a long time ago. But if anyone has heard anything or has seen like physical proof that they're selling stuff, let me know, because that'd be fun. That'd be really cool. I'd love that. Carrie Witt, DJ, are you a Love Actually guy? That's a divisive Christmas movie to some. Yeah, and I didn't know it was divisive. That's one that I haven't heard like anybody talk about but my wife, and she really likes it. So we do watch it every year. I don't know if we haven't watched it yet this year, but she has to watch it every year. It's one of her favorites. I haven't got her the 4K. Maybe I should. I don't think she cares. I think she's fine with the Blu-ray, but she loves it, and I like watching it with her. Some of the stories, obviously, I like better than others. I mostly like. I just like Colin Firth. He's just great, and Martin Freeman is always great. Yeah, it's fine. It's not one of my top 10, top 15 Christmas movies, but it's fine. I don't have strong feelings either way. I guess there's people that like really, really hate it, but it's fine. British dark comedy with a bunch of thin rom-com stories. That's all. No more, no less. Eva Wax, I think someone mentioned this in one of the last streams. Yes, the Best Buy thing. Yeah, I think so too, but I haven't heard anything else about it. So I'm in the dark as you are. Kevin House, I love Christmas in Connecticut, but you're absolutely right about the beginning. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. PTP, The Legacy of Stalag 17. Yeah, Stalag 17 is amazing. It's awesome. I don't know. I mean, I think I like this. I've only seen them both once, but on first viewing, I like Mr. Lawrence better. But I'm absolutely going to watch Stalag 17 again this month with Grace because I think she'll love it. It's Billy Wilder film. It's funny. She's worried it's going to be too like dark and depressing because it's about war. I don't think it is. I think it's hilarious. It's great. Wonderful movie. And I can't wait to rewatch that with her. I think she's going to love it. Internet user Grand Illusion, Stalag 17, and Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence is an interesting trilogy. It is. That would be great. Just go through the time. We got the 1950s, and then Grand Illusion is what? Oh, actually, you'd start with Grand Illusion 37, then go to Stalag 17, and then go to Merry Christmas 30s, 50s, and 80s. Perfect. That'd be great. I actually watched 2 of those for the first time last year. I watched Grand Illusion 2 years ago, but I watched all of those very recently for the first time. They're all wonderful. Let's see. Okay, we're running out of time here. We got 3 minutes. Let me do as many as I can. Carrie Witt, I plan on swinging by a Best Buy soon and see if the glorious rumor of a physical media return is true. Well, let us know. Be sure to let us know in the comments because I'm waiting with bated breath to see if that actually happens. I don't believe it. I don't trust them. I keep getting the stupid ads for like, oh, join the Best Buy Premium Members Club or whatever. Like, for what? What? I don't even go to Best Buy. What am I going to do? Get free shipping on stuff I never order? Stupid. Stop targeting me, Best Buy. I don't care about you. Good gracious. Yeah, Justin Malachi. Whoa. Are you related? No relation? Any relation? This is crazy. This just in. Justin Malachi just logged on and saw the title. Which movie were you referring to? What was the title? I don't know what I named this thing. I think I was talking about the big Criterion hits that are coming out this week, 8.5, and No Country for Old Men. Very exciting releases for a lot of people. Justin Malachi, you're gonna have to let me know. Oh, it's Justin Mahali. It's slightly different. It's not the same. But thanks for joining the stream. First time popping in. We talked about all these if you want to go back to the beginning. But yeah, lots of interesting stuff coming out this week. Eva Wax, my girlfriend loves rom-coms, but she strongly dislikes Love Actually. Interesting. That'd be a fun conversation to have. Yeah, I know there is a lot of people. The sensibilities are not working for everybody. But my wife loves it, so it's always going to be on in this household. UK Christmas film Arthur Christmas is great. Yeah, we talked about that earlier when we were talking about Aardman Studios. It's a fun one. It's cool. It takes it's more of a British approach to Santa Claus. Like our Santa Claus movie is Tim Allen like murdering Santa Claus and taking over. Very, very American version of the story. And very British version in Arthur Christmas, it's literally passed down from generation to generation. So there's like the main Santa Claus, his son was Santa Claus, and then now it's the 2 brothers, like the youngest brothers, that are taking their turn at Santa Claus. It's very British royalty, but it's cool. It's a fun take. I liked it quite a bit. I don't love the animation. The animation style is not my favorite from Aardman, but it's a fun movie. It's one that I always, like, halfway through, I'm like, I don't love this one. Why do I? But then it wins me over by the end every time. The ending's great. It wins you over. What else do we got here? Oh, we're out of time. We're out of time. It's an hour 30. Let me read some closing thoughts here. Baloney says, good night, everyone. I must exit this stage. I have to too. I'll be right behind you. And then looks like everyone's coming up. I'll close with Miss Sharon because it's about what we just talked about. Arthur Christmas will always make me smile because Grand Santa is just a silly word. Very cool. Very, very good. All right. Well, that is all for this evening, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for the thoughts about including some international stuff on the stream, maybe limiting what we talk about a little bit. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your chat moderation tonight. Hopefully it wasn't too hard for you. But yeah, I'll consider I'll keep noodling that and see if I want to change the direction a little bit of the show. Hopefully people won't be too upset. But I do want to include some international stuff moving forward. I'm going to run because I have to shoot another video right now with a stack of goodies over here to my left. So I'm going to do that. I'll leave you guys. We'll talk about some more stuff next week. Lots more stuff coming out next week. We've got Demolition Man, which was mentioned several times this week. The Seinfeld box that's coming out. Holdovers on 4K from Shout Factory is coming out, which that'll be one I'm picking up day one. That's a rewatch I have to do this month. And Kickboxer getting a 4K Steelbook. Lots of stuff. Also The Searchers, big month. Big week next week, so stay tuned. We'll be back again next Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll talk about some more. I'm not trying to give free advertising to my dentist, but I guess I am. I guess I've been doing that the whole stream. Didn't mean to. Lots of stuff coming out. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to the channel. I've got several videos shot, and I need to edit them and get them up for you guys. I'm going to try to do it. Work's been crazy, but hopefully I can do that towards the end of this week. Until next time, keep collecting, and I'll be back with another one real soon.